Good morning, I am Kevin Price. Delighted to spend some time with you, talking to you about you and your business. On today's program, we have a lot to cover, and I'm going to jump right straight to it. Dustin Sapp, he's co-founder and president of the Tinderbox, and that's a company that's involved in Salesforce.com, and is certainly a player in the technology front, and a national company in scope as it goes along in its growth. And we're delighted to have you on the program today, Dustin.
Well, thanks for having me, Kevin. I appreciate it.
You bet. Kind of give us your elevator speech, if you will. What exactly is Tinderbox all about?
Sure. Well, Tinderbox is a web-based solution for sales and marketing teams in mid to larger size organizations, where we make it easy for those teams to streamline their proposal, contract, and presentation processes. So essentially, when you have a good-sized sales and marketing team, we help them collaborate internally and optimize their sales content. We streamline the delivery and tracking of that content via the web. And then we automate their transactions. So we help them with electronic acceptance of their contracts, collecting data from their new clients coming on board, and really streamlining every piece of data that has to take place through the end of their sales funnel.
So how long have you guys been affiliated, or should I say been in the same sphere, as you will, with Salesforce? Were you developed to be a Salesforce application from the beginning?
Well, we are a standalone service offering,
right.
But then we implemented an integration with Salesforce.com in early 2011.
Okay. So you're pretty new in terms of getting involved with the Salesforce phenomenon.
Well, it's been a few years, so I guess in longevity terms, potentially pretty new, but in technology terms, that's a lifetime.
Yeah, I understand, of course. Tell us a little bit about, I'm assuming you go as a exhibitor to Salesforce? To Dreamforce, rather?
That's exactly right. So because we're integrated with them, we're kind of on a list of part of theirs through their application exchange, and then we exhibit at their trade shows. We do their regional events. We have a pretty good working relationship with Salesforce.
What level do you participate at?
What level of sponsorship?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It just honestly depends on the event.
So like the one for Dreamforce in San Francisco coming in November, what level will you be at?
So in Dreamforce this year, we'll be a bronze level sponsor from a booth standpoint, but then we'll be having a small speaking session there as well, and then we send a whole troop of folks and work the floor all week long.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I've done Dreamforce many times over the last few years, covering it for various media. I always look forward to that event. And for the listener out there, most of my listeners are familiar with Dreamforce because I've talked about it so much. We've done so many special interviews over the years, including C-level people from Dreamforce from Salesforce, so they're familiar with it. I like to say that Salesforce is an organism. It's not just a platform. It's an organism that is so dynamic. It's incredible to watch this thing grow, and how much imagination people can add to it. It's really quite phenomenal, isn't it?
There's no question. And the event that they put on every year in San Francisco, it's not an event, and it's an experience. Everybody needs to go at least once. And for us, obviously, we have to separate that experience from the business of it and make sure that we're really getting a solid return out of our investment, which, again, if you approach it right, you can definitely do. Yeah,
and for people not familiar, I think the entree fee for being just the lowest level exhibitor that they call exhibitor is like $30,000. So you really have to make sure you get the most of your of your time there, don't you?
Well, you do, and they actually increased their prices this year. So I think that level starts at $40,000 now, not $30,000. So
oh my God!
You gotta be careful with the way you spend that money.
I interviewed someone earlier this week who's one of the titanium sponsors, and I interviewed the chief sales officer for that company, and I'm like going, what? Titanium? Well, you're talking about 900 feet of booth. I mean, they got to be paying $500,000 at least for that, maybe close to $1 million. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary.
It really is, and I'm not sure if I said thankfully or not. I'm not negotiated one of those sponsorships quite yet with them. We'll hold off another couple of years for Titanium.
There you go. There's only 5 of them, and they're all by invitation only. So, yeah,
that's right.
It says volumes. So, tell me about the growth of your company. Kind of give us a historic overview in terms of what things you've been involved in, how you've expanded, and some of your objectives going forward.
Sure. So we started working on the company in late 2009, incorporated it in 2010. Actually, post-revenue and post-customers, we finally incorporated the company. We thought we might want to get those I's dotted. Launched the company in a private beta in January of 2010. Went from concept to that first couple $100 in revenue in about 100 days. We knew exactly what we wanted to build and how we wanted to go to market. We've got a set of 3 founders that understand the space very well, and frankly, we were our target market. So we launched in that private beta in January, and this marks now, I believe it's our 44th consecutive month of increased subscription revenue. So we've had a great track record so far of growing our subscription base and growing our client base. And we've really grown from those early days of if you pay us $100, we'd listen to you, to really building a nice set of customers. Everything from that $150, $200 a month account up to much larger organizations, including some Fortune 100 clients. So we've been blessed with some good growth so far. And from a forward-looking standpoint, Kevin, I believe you asked, we're really focusing on growing our client base and over-servicing our customers. So in a company like ours, there are 2 things that you should be doing. You should be selling your product or delivering your product, and those are really where we focus our growth around. We've got a strong client success group that makes sure that we build raving fans out of the clients that we have, and ultimately that helps drive our growth quite a bit, is making sure we do a good job every day, the little things of delivering our service and helping our clients increase their revenues. That's what we're in the business of.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. It sounds like, what you do is very practical, hands-on, allows your clients to focus on selling, which is where the money is, and not so much on the bureaucracy that often inhibits that. And it keeps you guys, your clients blowing and going, rather than being stuck in the minutia of the bureaucracy of sales.
That's exactly right. Typically, I believe statistics show that the average salesperson only spends 40 to 50% of their time actually selling. The rest of their time is digging through material and trying to get through bureaucracy. And our focus is really on the internal side, helping save salespeople time, helping sales and marketing collaborate a little more effectively, so that when a sales rep has a good prospect on the line, they can get to the information they need as fast as possible, get it delivered, and then shrink that time to close. Because we deliver everything electronically, when I send you, Kevin, if I send you a proposal today, when you take a look at that, you can collaborate with me. I can see where you're spending your time and where you're most interested and who you forward it to, so I can help you and serve you a little bit better as your salesperson. And what we see is, because that collaboration is there, and because I don't wait 2 weeks from now to follow up with you. If you look at my material tomorrow, I follow up with you tomorrow afternoon. We're shrinking the sales cycle. So we make the salesperson's life easier, we make their end client's life easier, and then ultimately we impact both the top and the bottom line because of it. So we really can have a major effect on revenue increase. Very good. All right. What's your website before I let you go? It is gettinderbox.com. GETTINDERBOX.com. Very good. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm going to put you on hold for just a minute. My producer needs to chat with you for just a minute. Thanks for being with us. Kevin, appreciate the time. You bet. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here. It shows over there at usdailyreview.com.